fishers. It's going to be difficult to give you a full-blown report because, look, we could be here for 2 hours. I'm not going to do that, obviously. If you need in-depth reports on some other places that I'm not mentioning, give us a tingle by all means, because the fishing is spectacular pretty well everywhere. There's not too many places that aren't fishing well. Start off with the basics. I'm getting a lot of reports from Moala. It's really cracking at the moment. Doesn't be a lot of big fish, but some pretty respectable fish. Casting, trolling, bait fishing doesn't seem to matter a great deal. I mean, we're in fishing heaven at the moment. Hume Weir, it's really cracking along nicely. A lot of redfin. You'll get a good feed of reddies out of there without too much trouble. Plenty of yellows, a few cod getting caught there. Trolling, bait fishing, lure fishing. Again, it doesn't really matter. Got to move around a little bit to find them. The Bound of Waters area seems to be pretty consistent at the moment. We're getting quite a few reddies coming out of there, and you'll get a good feed of reddies. I had a mate down there, well, actually Maso from Albury. Went out the other day, or the other morning, yesterday morning, 100 plus reddies, 30 odd good keeping size reddies out of that, and knocked the fillets off them. Beautiful eating fish. A few yellows coming out as well, so it looks promising. Murrumbidgee River, blow your mind material, absolutely phenomenal. Huge amounts of fish, yellows, silvers, cod, you name it. Whether you're bait fishing, lure fishing, it doesn't seem to matter. The surface lure action seems to be pretty intense in a lot of places, Moala included, the river, Old Man Creek, some very special catches out of Old Man Creek, especially on the surface. This type of weather patterns we've got coming through, real intense heat, and every now and then a little bit of a storm build, a high pressure system, it really kicks things into gear dramatically. Lake Albert, the middle of town, some excellent catches out of there. Bit of trolling, bit of bait fishing, doesn't seem to matter. As you can see, you don't have to travel far to catch fish around this area. But if you want to go and chase a few reddies in somewhere different, Bethungra, Manus, plenty of redfin coming out of there. Blowering Dam, heaps and heaps of redfin out of Blowering, a lot of little stuff, some reasonable ones amongst them. Just keep in mind, sort of March, April or February, March, I reckon you'll get a big swag, a big redfin out of Blowering by then. It's really going to fire up. Full moon tonight, obviously I'm doing the report on Thursday, and they're getting quite a few caught up there at the moment, and this is going to be no exception tonight. There'll be a few getting caught. I would suggest most of the fish will be caught very late in the evening, down towards early hours of the morning. Trolling, big lures will cover it. Surface lure action, not a problem. Logbridge Creek could be worth a look, especially on that timber down there, throwing some sort of soft plastics in there, but most of the fish on soft plastics have been caught in around that 20 feet mark or even less. Sort of slow sink soft plastic will cover the options. Some very good fish up the top end around Yaldi, Yellow and all through that area. Excellent reports from Wangler Dam, although because of the boat activity up there at the moment, the main basin's been a little bit on the tough side. Seems to be a lot of ski boats and jet skis, has put the fish down a little bit. Still getting some good reports up the Abercrombie Arm, fair few up the Lachlan Arm too, it's not too bad. Burrinjuck, it's fishing quite well, not as consistent as we like. When it drops down a little bit more and exposes some more of that dead timber, you'll get some really good fish out of Burrinjuck. It'll be a lot easier. They're biting, there's no two ways about it, but finding them is a bit more difficult. All your favourite snags are still under the water because all our dams are really, really high at the moment. Yukonboon, Tentangra, Jindabyne, very special catches up there. It's looking good. Uke's producing a lot of smaller fish. Through the middle of the day, I'd suggest you have a bit of lead line in your armoury because the fish are down a little bit deeper. Early morning, late afternoon, you'll pick them up in the shallows. Tentangra, probably not a need to use lead line, but in the middle of the day it might pay. But through the early morning, late afternoon sessions, any amount of good fish coming out of it, and also off the bank with bait. Fly fishermen are having a good time up there. Most of our streams are fishing really well. The Tumut River is still high and hard, but they're getting a few out of it. Yarrangabilly, Paddy's River, all those are producing very good trout at the moment. So as you can see, we've got a bucket load of activity around us. Just make sure if you're up in the dams trolling of the night time, make sure you've got your nav lights on, for goodness sake. It's safety for you and also the other boats going around. This is the Compleat Angler's Fishing Report for this week. We'll catch you next week.